Was quite good.
Now, her bosoms were getting in her way. And although there was a huge outcry about the fact she said, I've got to have them reduced and done away with, she's gone ahead with it. And I wondered, is that actually legal? I mean, taking bits of your body off, isn't that cheating? If you take bits of your body off to play a sport
I think it's
better?
very sad, though.
I think it's really sad because she's too young, really, to make that decision. And she's probably embarrassed because the fan club is based on the men ogling her and not her tennis. And the fact is,
terrible men
Serena
like
Williams
that.
is the world #1. She has a massive chest, and it doesn't stop her being the best athlete in the world at that sport. So her theory doesn't hold up. Really.
It's pretty drastic to do, isn't it?
But if she felt it was an impediment, then perhaps she thought this might be the answer to...
As James says, a bit drastic to say.
Would you go? I mean, would you if you thought it would improve
your?
Yeah. Would you?
Well,
That's not that. I mean, if
where
there
would
was
I
a bit...
finish? That's the point. If I was getting rid of bits of me, James, we're getting rid of you right now. Thank you very much indeed for his look at the papers there. Breaking news coming in. We understand live there from Bradford. Let's get a rundown of what else is happening news-wise. Charlotte's across that.
Thanks, Eamon. New plans to reform Britain's welfare system will be revealed later. The new Work and Pension Secretary, Ian Duncan-Smith, has said he wants to make unemployment benefits more conditional on a person's willingness to work. Darren Little has the details.
After spending years analysing...
Gate to Dunkirk today. And that's all from me.
Thank you, Charlotte. I'm going to flick you through the morning newspapers now. Let's have a look at the Express first of all. Leave it there. Thank you. Here's Charlotte now with a rundown of what else is happening news-wise.
Eamon, thank you. In the last hour, the Ministry of Defence has confirmed a Marine has been killed in action in Afghanistan. He was killed in an explosion whilst on foot patrol in Sangin. He said, the next day, I had a selection of 18-year-old young Spanish women all wishing to make contact with me. And he says, I'm just too busy for that kind of thing. So he's quite pleased that the privacy settings are being changed.
Well, I have a bit of time this week, but anyway, that's not a story. Thanks very much indeed. Charlotte, Sky News Sunrise.
The Sky News pollen count.
A tweeter called MixaVR asks you now, Sky News viewers, to close your eyes because the man sitting beside me now, when he speaks, his name is Tony Cowell, he will sound exactly the same as his brother, according to MixaVR. He said, you must have had some fun on the phone in the past.
Well, I have, particularly with my mother. But she's pretty easy to fox, isn't she? And phone her up and she doesn't know who's phoning her. But yeah, it does sound, we sound even more close from
It's
the
very
phone,
easy to mix my mother up. She can't hear most things, so it's fine anyway. What? 2:30? Right, yes, anyway. We're going to talk front page of the Mirror first of all, and this is Cheryl Cole.
Yeah.
I don't want to see or hear from you ever again. And this is directed at the ex-Ashley, they're saying.
Well, look, yeah, I mean, she's dominating the pages again, and, you know, I'm kind of glad it's getting out of the way because, as I said yesterday, she's being awfully kind to Ashley by getting it out of the way now before the World Cup
Yeah, a lot of people
starts.
would say, what took her so long?
Exactly. My brother would be the first one to say that. But, you know, I'm really pleased to see this is going ahead. It's the right thing to do. What else can you do?
Yeah. It seems to be made more simple because they are both independently wealthy.
That's right, and you know, you mustn't forget that Cheryl, of course, is very ambitious. Why not? So it's best that it's all done this way. And forget about the money, just do it. Be free.
How ambitious is she? Is she the apple of your brother's eye?
I think she's one of them. Yes, that's true. No, I think that they've always got on very well, and Simon's been very protective with her. You know, under the sort of the caring cows. That's what we are. But no, he likes her very much. Yeah.
Yeah. And will she make the transition to America, do you think?
I think so. Once this is out of the way, and I think that's another reason why it's good it's happening now, because that show doesn't air till next autumn.
Jackie, there's also a theory that this is out of the way now with the World Cup looming and Ashley Cole being part of the England setup.
But it's almost like she's left it too late for it not to bother him. You know, she should have done it maybe a month ago when the World Cup was sort of much further away, because the World Cup's, what, 2 weeks away now? So people, you know, even the papers this morning saying it's going to be on his mind. He's probably going to have to move from Chelsea because he'll get so much abuse next season.
Yeah, but I like that that's working out well, because if Mourinho goes to Real Madrid,
right.
He could easily get out of the way.
Yeah, you could see that working out, and you start for him.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that, you know, she has to make her own mind. A lot of people have been giving her advice, Cheryl, about do it now, do it now. And, you know, you have to make your own mind up about these things, you know.
She always gets photographed with, what's that guy called, Will I Am? Is that a publicity thing, or maybe she is really good friends with him? And
No, she
therefore...
has been good friends with him for a couple of years. I don't think there's anything, you know, that's going
Romantic.
on there. Yeah, no, I don't think there is. And but she's, you know, when you meet Cheryl, she's very frail, very tiny, and, you know, very vulnerable.
I think she's been very dignified in the way that she's gone about this, really, despite all the circumstances.
Charlotte, absolutely perfect the way she's handled it. I agree. Yeah.
Simon, he finished American Idol, was that only last night?
Absolutely last night. Big emotional time for him. What is it, 8 years on that show, finally out of that now. And as he said, I think, during the week, he's sad, but also happy. Sad to leave that because, let's be honest, that show, American Idol, basically made him his fortune. But it's strange, actually, looking at the sentence.
Yeah.
So I think he's doing the right thing, yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned there about the caring Cowles, and he offered a shoulder, or he gives some support to the Duchess of York after what happened to her at the weekend. And I must say, I was working on Sunday, and I arrived with the film crew, and somebody said to me, "Did you hear about Fergie taking bungs?" And I was absolutely, it's all exposed in the news of the world. I was absolutely devastated until he told me it was the Duchess of York and not Sir Alex, and then it was all okay.
So I'm glad you sorted
really
that
is
out.
one Fergie to me. Yes, but this one.
Yeah, well, yes, Simon did offer his support to the Duchess, and look, you know, they go back a long time. I think the Duchess first sought out Simon's advice about how to get work and work in America, and they became friends and also do a lot of charities things together. So I'm not surprised that Simon's come out in support of her. There's a couple of, you know, ways to look at this story. First of all, yes, she was set up by a newspaper. They tracked her for 2 months. Yes, she's silly to have talked to strangers without checking them out or whatever. But, you know, again, at the end of the day, she is, I think, another vulnerable person. I think Fergie sometimes gets it wrong, but owns up to it. I got a lot of time for her. I like her.
Anytime I've met her, I've found her very approachable, very friendly, very nice. Any of you ever met her?
No. But I think I would like to meet her because I think she looks like she would be good fun.
I think she, you know, she's over the years, and some of the, you know, she's caused her own problems. Let's be honest, with some of the stories that have come out over the years. But I think she's kind of misread sometimes, and I think she's been a good mother too.
How can she? Well, that's what she's most proud of, as she said in that speech yesterday. How does she reinvent herself? How does she get out of this one? For instance, I'm seeing in the papers today that there was an offer made last season for her to take part in Strictly Come Dancing. Would the public welcome her on that, or would you think people are a bit cynical about that?
I think they would be a little bit cynical about that. I don't think she ought to do stuff like that on TV. Do you? I don't think so.
Charlotte?
Maybe not at the moment, but maybe sometime in the future it might help her.
Charlotte, what about these rumours that you're to be signed up for Strictly Come Dancing?
I've heard these too.
Yes?
They're not true, fortunately.
Charlotte, that's not the answer you say in the Showbiz Spin.
Oh, sorry.
We're going to start them now.
Yes,
Charlotte
okay.
for Strictly Come Dancing. That's what we want.
I can't possibly comment on those at the moment, I'm afraid,
Okay,
Damon. Is that a better
Fair
answer?
enough.
Can you dance, Charlotte?
I did used to dance, yeah. I had
that would help.
dancing
You did
lessons
that,
as a
didn't you?
child, but probably not ballroom dancing.
The director's saying you can't dance at all.
Really?
Jacqueline, sports-wise, what have you got to round off with?
Real Madrid are about to sign Jose Mourinho. There's a guy with real star quality. I mean, he could actually do any reality show and he'd probably win it, wouldn't he? He just wins pretty much everything. He's about to join Real Madrid 5 days after winning the Champions League with Inter Milan. He could even join today. Real's club president Florentino Perez. It does rain.
Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. That's your sunrise on this Thursday morning. Tony Cowell, thank you for the Showbiz Roundup. The show in which you heard Charlotte Hawkins would not rebuff approaches from Strictly Come Dancing. You heard it here first. It's the live desk next with Colin Brazier. Keep it here on Sky News.